Hello everyone, welcome to this course. In this playlist, we will going to cover the complete Python as well as we will going to provide the required notes. So before moving into this, let's understand what is Python. So Python is the fastest growing programming language. It is famous for its simple programming syntax and code readability, and I can say English like commands that makes coding in Python a lot easier and efficient. So let's understand the introduction of Python with the help of this slide which I have prepared. So here it is. Key features of Python which we will going to cover in the slide. What is Python? What it is, why it is getting more popular? What are the features of Python? Role of Python in IT industry, how can we learn Python, integration of Python, and career opportunities. So, why Python? As I said before, it is easy to use, code can be done in a fewer steps, and it occupies less memory space. If we compare this language with C++ and Java, so Python occupy less memory space as well as the lines of the code is very less in Python programming language. It is widely used in IT industries in various technology domains like data science, machine learning, web development, software testing, automation, and many more. The reason why it is getting more popular because it is highly productive as compared to other programming language like C++ and Java, because we are using this language in different domains. Python is also very famous for its simple programming syntax, code readability, which gives more emphasis on natural language. Due to its ease of learning and usage, Python codes can be easily written and executed much faster than other programming language. It allows you to think like a programmer, not waste time with confusing syntax. Syntax like if we are doing programming in Java, so we need to understand or we need to write the code like public static void main, string args, then system.out.println and so on. In Python, I can say it is a straightforward programming language. Features of Python. Open source. So Python is open source. It is freely available. You can download it from python.org website. So this is the official website for Python. Then we have simple and easy to use. As I said before, it is very simple and easy to use. You just need to write the straightforward lines. Object oriented. So Python follows the OOPS concept. So in this we will going to learn classes and objects, inheritance, polymorphism, data hiding, abstractions, embedded and extensible. So Python, we can use this language now in microcontroller programming. Just like C++, earlier we were using C and C++ for microcontroller programming. But now finally we can use Python for in order to code in microprocessors. Then we have interpreted. So Python is an interpreted language. It is not a compiler based language just like C++ and Java. Next, portability. So Python is portable. I can say we can use this in or multiple operating system of Linux like CentOS, Mint, Kali Linux. We can use Python almost in every operating system like Mac OS, Windows, Linux. GUI programming support. So with the help of Python, we can create the GUI. Like we have the libraries like Kiwi, tkinter, PyQt. So with the help of these libraries, we can create the front end. Large library support. We'll discuss this. Like we have in Python, we have different libraries for different domains. Suppose if you want to do machine learning, we have a library for that, that is sklearn. If you want to do natural language processing, again we have a library for that, that is NLTK. So for different tasks, we have different libraries. Role of Python in IT industries. Python has great option for back-end web development and it is used by many companies today. Like I can say we can do back-end programming with the help of Django and Flask. So with the help of these two libraries, we can create the backend environment. These open source frameworks allows user to build web application more efficiently due to Python's ability to handle vast amount of data and automate tasks. The Python programming language is widely used by companies around the world to build web apps, analyze data, automate operations via DevOps, and create reliable, scalable enterprises applications. Python is used by Intel, IBM, NASA, Pixar, Netflix, Facebook, JP Morgan Chase, Spotify, and numbers of other massive companies. It's one of the four main languages at Google, while Google's YouTube is largely written in Python. Same with Reddit, Pinterest, and Instagram. Yes, NASA uses Python. The indication that Python plays a unique role in NASA came from one of the NASA's main shuttle support contractor. So that was United Space Aliens. They developed a workflow automation system. It was also known as WAS. Python is widely used in data analysis, machine learning, deep learning, software testing, automation, web development, software development, big data, IoT, and in many domains. How can we learn Python? So I can say a book that teaches Python concept from the basics to more in-depth programs. You can go for that book. Python for data science fundamental course, online, offline, by a good training institute. Else you can go for online Udemy course or by through free YouTube trainings. Large library support. Python library is reusable chunk of code that you may want to include in your programs projects. It's just like functions. You just have to write the functions, you just have to store that into the container, and you can use those functions frequently anytime. You can use help function in Python to get the list of all the modules which are already installed into the Python. In order to see this, you have to write in Python's shell help parentheses. In that you need to write modules along with the quotes. So it will display the list of all the libraries which are by default available in your system. Python libraries are a set of useful functions that eliminates the need of writing codes from scratch. And there are over 137,000 Python libraries present today. You can see Python libraries which we will going to cover in this session: NumPy, PyQt, regular expression, Pandas, Seaborn, web browser, Matplotlib, Flask, Beautiful Soup, and also we will going to cover some other libraries like random library, string library, and many more. Now let's talk about the disadvantages of Python. Slow speed. We discussed above that Python is an interpreted language and dynamically typed language. So if you compare Python with C++ and Java, so C++ and Java are compiler-based language. So it will convert its source code in a one go, while Python, it will convert its source code line by line. So this is the first disadvantage of Python. Database access. The Python's database access layer is primitive and underdeveloped in comparison to the popular technologies like JDBC and ODBC. So still developers are working on it in the database access layer. So still we are having issues with the database connectivity. So this is the second disadvantage. Third, we are having the runtime errors. So a variable containing integers number may hold a string in future, which can lead to the runtime error. So Python automatically understands the data type. Suppose we have a variable like we have a equals to 10, which is holding an integer value. Now, after the programming, we can change the value in that variable. We can change the data type as well. Like I can write a equals to Alan Walker. Now the data type of the variable got changed. So in the runtime, it might throw an exception. So this leads to the runtime error. So this will be the third disadvantage of Python. Now the fourth one, weak in mobile computing. We don't get to see Python on the client side or mobile application because of the following reason. Python is not memory efficient and it has a slow processing power as compared to other programming language. So this will be the fourth disadvantage, like it is weak in mobile computing as of now. Still, we are working on it. The developers, they are still designing the new libraries in order to work on the mobile computing. The fifth one is not memory efficient. The Python programming language uses a large amount of memory. This can be a disadvantage while building application when we prefer memory optimization. So this will be the fifth disadvantage of this language. So in the coming session, we will going to start the practical based videos. Thank you.